Hello everybody, and welcome to Legacies of Caine, a Vampire the Masquerade story. As usual, joining me today is Umber Skies, Bubblegum Viking, and Carpe Diem. Of course, our good friend Dunce is on a break while he has no real internet, and we're hoping that he may rejoin us at some point in time, but it'll be to be determined. So, in the meantime, though, Nathan, Dawn, and Leslie have just made a new VtM.
I mean, friend is kind of a loose description.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's Dawn's best friend right now.
Oh, no. And she's Leslie.
Jeez, what happened to Lucy?
Yeah, Dawn's
Fucking-
just
She
Lucy.
didn't visit me. She was in New York.
So now you're
And
trying
she
to make
was like,
Dawn
nah,
Leslie's
I'm
new...
busy. And then this woman was like, yo, you want to learn how to sword fight? And Dawn was like, heck yes, I do. I deserve better
See-
than to be ignored.
Leslie's gonna show her the real meaning of sword fight.
Anyway.
You know that implies both people have swords, right?
Hey, I ain't got a problem with it.
Okay.
Anyway. So, you found yourselves in the car driving to the hotel you had been planning for in the local town to, of course,
With exactly as many people as we expected to have in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is to say, 0.
exactly.
Because we're all monsters.
I really, really, really need to learn to spell sometimes.
Biggest mood?
Spelling's overrated.
Okay. So, you find yourselves on the way to... oh my god, I have to remember the town. I don't remember the town name right now. I looked it up like 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago.
Who cares? It's the hotel. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you'll make it to the hotel. Everything will be pretty good for making it to the hotel. You don't find any major problems getting there. You will find yourself, of course, relaxing and trying to inform your new friend a little bit about the modern era, of course, because, well, she has very little to no idea about anything. Of course. I mean, she's had, like, hundreds of years being, speared to a wall, not knowing what's going on.
Ooh.
Just a little problems with, you know, knowing what's happening. Oh, yeah, I found it again. It's, Curtea de Arges.
Sure.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's in the bank of the Argus River. It's very pleasant. And you are totally staying at the hotel there that you, it was 3 weeks ago. I found this out and I didn't make notes of it because I'm awful sometimes. Yeah. And you...
So while they're talking and, like, informing her all about stuff and, like, fighting each other to be her best buddy,
Yeah.
I will very politely, like, add in little bits into the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you know, obviously not trying to disrespect her, but
She can
perfectly happy to
understand
be not, like, fighting for her.
Mm-hmm. Great. It's Casa Domestica. Is where you're staying. Also, it has free Wi-Fi.
Oh, heck yeah.
An indoor pool and a gym. Apparently.
Does it have a sword fighting arena? 'Cause
I
that's
mean,
what
I guess if you want to practice something in the gym.
I feel like I get kicked out.
Mm-hmm. It's also like 5 in the morning. We're getting close to 5 in the morning, so it's like really kind of difficult.
Yeah. God damn it.
Anyway, it'll be a simple day of rest for all of you and recovery from what had happened before. You were getting there very late anyway, and just being there ended up being a relaxing thing. You know, you fought hunters, you lost a friend who you don't know what happened to him.
He's just missing now.
He's just missing now. And his phone was left behind.
I'm sure he's just, like, staking a new claim in some sewer somewhere.
But it was our car that was left there, correct?
Yes.
Was his laptop still in it?
Yes.
Well, he's been kidnapped.
Because the thing is,
Yeah.
you only knew about 2 cars, and a third car was seen leaving.
Right.
Well, good luck, Samuel. I hope they treat you good.
So the next evening comes, and of course, you'll have VtM continuing to try to, like, learn as much as she can to understand the world that she's kind of been thrown into, at least the basics of it. Kind of like she's been enjoying some TV. I guess you maybe try to, like, introduce her to the internet or something. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole thing.
It's a heck of a thing. What are your plans now?
Man, I just looked up that hotel. That's really cheap. Still the most expensive one in the area. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know me so well, Tannis.
Most expensive, but still cheap, and still really nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, now I kind of want to go to Romania.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
As long as there's no hunters, because that was a whole thing.
No, I mean, I want to go to Romania.
Yeah. He wants to
But there's no hunters. They've seen you now.
Yeah, that's true. Like, actual hunters might show up and be like, "Ha-ha! You fought us
I've got you now.
You fought us online. Now we'll really take you on. That's what you get."
I mean, that would kind of be cool. I mean, deadly, but cool.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, it wouldn't be deadly, because their stuff wouldn't actually, like,
Very true.
affect. They might turn into a blinding light of something, and nothing would happen to me, because, you know,
Mm-hmm.
not that kind of monster.
Exactly. You totally would be fine. So,
All right.
We need to find Samuel.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, we should probably do that.
No idea how to find Samuel.
Yeah, like, if you can't find him, I don't know what to do.
are you missing a friend?
Uh-huh.
Oh. What occurred?
There was a few hunters, and he went to the car, and then he was gone.
He was attempting to secure our transportation, and presumably was captured while attempting to do so.
Huh.
He'll come home when he gets hungry.
I mean, he won't. He'll just eat rats.
Yeah, he was just... I mean, if we don't spot any rats for a while, we'll know he's been here.
That's true. But how
Good
good are
point.
any of you at finding rats?
I mean, you don't really expect to see rats in a 5-star hotel, so.
Oh wait, she's good at it if you really wanted her to. Ravnos, animalism, fortitude, chemistry.
Hmm.
So, I'm afraid I might not be the best at finding your friend. Of course, translated through Leslie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just assume that any conversation I can just translate for.
I'm picking up bits of your language here. I do know some of the I knew some of the language of this area in the old days, so I've been unable to understand your television, you called it?
You pretty much nailed it, yeah.
It's a really fascinating thing. I would assume, like, the magics of the Coldonic sorcery or the Tremors would have come up with something like this, but human ingenuity, strange. Anyway, I'm afraid I might not be of a help to find your friend, though. I do not specialize in abilities that led to tracking.
Hmm. Yes, and you probably wouldn't be as good with computers as he was. I gestured towards the laptop. Did he ever give me, like, a guest account on his laptop?
Probably not. I don't think you ever asked.
I don't think I have.
What would his password be?
What's his neighbor's name? Because it's probably fuck that guy.
That's a good one. I don't know. I also haven't seen Wick around either. Maybe Wick's gone with him.
No, we left Wick in New York, I believe. We brought Pebbles with
we
us.
brought Pebbles with us. I miss Wick.
Pebbles is over in the other hotel you have in the main city.
Oh yeah, with Renfield. We should probably go back to that hotel at some point.
Well, I mean, yes.
You have another place
like
you've
this
been
one.
staying at?
Not as nice as this one, I'm gonna be honest.
This is quite accommodating. I mean, it is not a place that I do not have a lot of experience with the places that royalties would stay, but it is comparable.
Just wait till you get to a real hotel where they have real sheets. I mean, these are fine.
Yeah. I miss the fancy places.
That's why I try to acquire condominiums.
This is why I let you. But
Anyhow, unfortunately, he won't be able to call rats to find him. I wonder if he would be able to send a rat with a message to us somehow.
if he wrote down the message, probably.
Yes. But, well, I suppose keep your eyes out for rats. And strangely enough, don't kill them, at least right away.
I didn't understand what you are asking about.
Our friend, has a sort of communion with rats. He lives with them back home and tends to use them. Or any animal, for that matter.
I see. Yes. Well, Dracovin may be able to assist if you're looking for a seer. She has powerful abilities of prophecy.
Hmm.
We have we've got his cell phone number, right?
Whose?
Sam's.
Oh yeah. We call
Yeah.
Sam all the time.
And his cell phone.
Yeah.
Right.
That's actually the big problem. Do you have any way of contacting Dracovin, since we're unaware of her location?
I had an idea of where she was, but it has been a few hundred years, and she very well could have moved on. If we were in India, I could maybe lead you to the old places. I'm sure at least a few of her childe, or their child's childe, may be around in the area to give some information.
That could be useful.
Unless something catastrophic has occurred to the Ravnos clan itself.
Neither of you wants to go there? All right.
Sorry, that's
an apt description for what happened 20 years ago.
Yeah.
something happened among the Ravnos a few decades back. And Leslie's just gonna give her, tell her that she may want to like brace herself. People she remembers may no longer be around, and give her the rundown of what happened.
Okay, so you'll basically give a synopsis of the Week of Nightmares and what kind of occurred during that, how the Ravnos Antediluvian woke and caused a kind of connection to the rest of the Ravnos, and was then killed somehow. You're not exactly sure of the details, you just know it involved military exercises, as they've been referred to as. And big explosions, along with other stuff. The result of it, though, was that with the Antediluvian killed, something happened to the rest of the Ravnos, and they lost control. They all frenzied at once. A few of them managed to maintain control, and you do know that Dracovin survived this. But you know that...
Well, I mean, we've heard that. We haven't actually seen Dracovin since the Night of Nightmare.
According to the information you've been shared with, yes. She survived this week, and maybe one of the eldest that have.
Well, apparently now second eldest, perhaps.
This is deeply troubling. I would not have... It had been many years since my sire's sire had awakened. And I assumed that I do not would have caused this conflict. This is something I must look into, though. If there's something out there that's strong enough to destroy him, then what is there out there is a danger, perhaps to us all.
I mean, you mean like those swords that we discussed earlier? Because there's those.
The swords themselves are powerful, but they are mostly used for slaying demonic creatures. That was why they were created. We have had to deal with we of the Ravnos have had to deal with them for some time. To the east, beyond the borders, there are things that are positioned between us and where some of our eastern allies live. Though, I must say, we are not always as good friends as we could be. But that is a different story. But Yes. There are many demons also in this area, as you've seen. The one that we sought to undo around here. Or at least the sword was originally forged for it. It required a sacrifice greater than I would have taken. But I understood when another went on it. The one you call Tepes, Vlad. He attempted to empower the sword. He was not quite successful in the ritual. He was interrupted. That's why he sealed the blade away until he could find a way to do it. Unfortunately, if you were unaware, the true depths of its power required sacrifice.
Many things do.
Well, it required many lives to be taken. And he had not succeeded in claiming all the victims that were needed for the ritual.
Oh. How does one go about claiming sacrifices for that? Does the sword itself need to take their lives?
I do not know the exact depths of the ritual itself used to empower it. Specifically to fight Kupala. But I do know it requires the lives of 100 innocents.
I'm curious. We found you in Vlad's catacombs?
Yes. He had abandoned
He gave us his ring to allow us into the catacombs, but it appears we didn't need it.
The seal had been broken, and I believe he did not know of it. He had left this land at the behest of the Inquisition, or at least his castle here, for fear of his own life. He was still established in the region, but as of when I was last there, he had not returned for his sword. He had left a number of our brethren to guard the place. More of those of the European branch of our clan. I accompanied Dracovin to remove the blade some years ago, when we heard of a threat of a Bali Inquisition of their own, in order to come for the sword. That is when it was removed, at least I think it was, successfully. Dracovin had broken the barrier herself, something that ring would have required, and got us inside. But the effort weakened her, and she returned to rest where we had established ourselves. I do not know if the person that was taking the sword got it to her or not.
Our information indicates that perhaps that sword was lost to the Sabbat.
It's a strange thing that could have happened.
If it was lost to the Sabbat, what have they been doing with it?
I do not know what they would have. A man assisted us in removing it and was supposed to take it to Dracovin. A gangrel. He used his abilities to move through the earth to leave the place with the blade. man named Victor. I do not know what had occurred of that.
So Victor the Gangrel was the last person you saw with the Sword of Durgason.
Well, the Sword of Dracula. He was supposed to take it to Durgason.
Okay.
She would find a new hiding place for it. I know she planned not to have both blades together. I do not know if she would have returned the second blade to India and had both of them there. But hers had been hidden in India. She may have taken it to Russia. Both her and Victor were originally from that place. I myself did not spend much time within Russia. Most of my travels, when they were far, were to the to India itself, to visit brethren there. But I know that Victor himself serves as a powerful Nosferatu within Russia, and he was willing to assist us in this. An old favor for Durgason.
Now I just wish we had our Nosferatu back even more. Well, I like Russian and Indian food, so I'm gonna have a good time.
You always fascinate me, Dawn. I've known of very few of our kind that can ingest food and be fine. I myself cannot.
Oh, it's great. It's, you know, it's great going down. It's okay coming up, but...
I'm trying to figure out how the geese would work if I called and asked our prince if she had any information on Durgason.
It's probably not direct, so you probably could.
All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Uh-huh.
Boop, 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 boop.
Hello.
Hello, Charles. So good to hear from you.
Oh. It's you guys. Have you
This
died
is business. Yes, once so far.
Business. What do you need?
I need to speak to someone who can get me information. So, really anyone other than you.
Alright, I'll patch you through. So you basically put on hold for a little while?
Charles is an asshole.
Yeah, he just plays some music on his mobile phone and is just holding the phone to it.
Yep. Yeah, he just holds like his phone up playing music while he's like, "You're on hold."
It's a good thing Charles has put us on hold so that he cannot hear how much I love hearing from him.
Anyway, eventually you'll go through to, yes, can I help you?
Hello. This is Nathan. We're currently on business for the Prince, and I was wondering if she might have any information for us on where we might be able to find the, I'm sorry, not the, Durgason.
Durgason. Do you mean the Ravenos?
Yes.
Most of the powerful Ravenos that remain, that are currently in existence, are hard to find. Let me talk to her, though.
Would be greatly appreciated.
After a little while, Helena will come on the line, and it's like, Nathan,
Helena.
I see you still need my assistance, even though you're working for another right now.
I happily will take your advice, as you are much more knowledgeable than I on the whereabouts of the more powerful of our kind.
So you're looking for Dracovin?
Yes. We've met an old friend of hers.
This could be a little dangerous. The fact is, the Ravnos are skittish. I'm not sure if you're aware of what truly had happened, but many Ravnos died about 20 years ago. I mean, many.
Aware?
Yes. Well, those few that survived, especially the elders, have been very hard to get in contact. The main contacts between the Camarilla and them have been strained. We do have a few fellows that have stayed in contact with us to keep up friendly relations with their clan. But figures such as Dracovin haven't been seen, at least much. There was one major meeting about 10 years ago that she came to. A bit of negotiations that was involving some Ravnos in Poland, some of the remainders who had taken on a new light after what had occurred. And she was called in to calm things over. As far as I know, she's somewhere in India, and I believe northern India. Perhaps somewhere along the base of the Himalayas.
Ah, fantastic. I love the mountain air, and I have not done nearly enough skiing this year. Perhaps if, perhaps it might be helpful if a message were passed along to whatever Ravnos contacts you may have that a friend is looking for Dracovin. A friend that was pinned down some time ago.
I can send this message along, but as our relations are peaceful, but not friendly, you know. So they might not take it very well.
Certainly. Merely mention that we will... I'm sorry, that her friend... Let's see. Where can we go skiing in the foothills of the Himalayas? Let's see.
Dawn's gonna start Googling how to ski so she doesn't embarrass herself the second she gets there. I mean, YouTube solves everything.
North India, right?
North India. I mean, the Himalayas are North India, so I'm just saying, I mean...
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to find foothills rather than, like, deep in the mountains. Well, that name looks interesting. Tell her that her friend will be in Chakrata.
I'll send this information along.
In a week.
I'll send this
Wait,
information.
Do we have a? I'm trying to remember if we have a time table.
You currently don't really. You weren't really given a timetable. I mean, you do know that Renfield's back in town. You know, waiting to hear from you. He was taking care of other business while he was in town anyway.
Okay, well then let's say 4 days. That gives us enough time to get there and them enough time to contact someone.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'll send the message.
Many thanks, my prince. Is there anything else you need of us that we can do while doing this other service?
If you're meeting Ravnos in India, see if you can find anything out. Anything that we could either use if we need to, or will help maintain the overall peace.
Of course. As always, I will do my best, my prince.
I'm sure that your elder friend does not really want to share much information, or you to share much information, but please, at least bring me back some bits of good news from what you've done.
I will bring back what news I can. And I will make every effort for it to be good.
Click.
Ah. Well, hopefully that will work. Now we need to find Sammy.
And buy some skis. I'll rent them, you know. I'm not picky.
I'm also going to text my people and have them get us adequate transportation to Chakrata in the next 2 or 3 days.
Okay. I mean, you do technically have the plane that you had with
right, but the plane needs to file plans and all that stuff. I'm going to have my people take care of. So it's all, legal and on the up and up and everything.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, you can contact Renfield.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fieldings.
Oh yeah, Fieldings.
Yep.
Fieldings will be like, did you find anything on your quest?
We found someone.
Excellent. Wait, what?
Unfortunately, what we were sent for was not there. We are attempting to track it down.
All right. So do you need anything from me?
Well, if you have any way of locating a person who has gone missing, then that would be quite acceptable.
I can see what I can do.
Fantastic.
Who?
Our less than attractive friend has gone missing.
Oh, where are you now?
Whatever the town is, I don't remember.
That's a little ways from here. Why don't you, meet me back at the hotel and we can go over this and I can see what I can find.
Of course, we can make introductions with our new friend as well.
Oh, yes. All right then. I need to make a call.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, and it appears that the castle is somewhat disturbed.
I mean, I think
rather disturbed.
Oh. All right then. Huh. I guess we'll just meet you here then.
Excellent. Do you think it would be worth checking the other castle?
I don't think my employer would have left it. Maybe, I don't know. Ah. I'm unsure.
Well, perhaps you could talk to him.
Yes, I can speak with him.
Excellent. As we are out this direction, perhaps you could give us a call back as soon as you hear from him, so that if we do need to double check, we might do that while we are here and not after we have returned.
Okay. So, like, you guys will kind of probably relax, get a little bit of hunting around the area, in which is not necessarily the easiest, because it's not like there's, like, nightclubs or bars or something. There's probably a couple taverns or stuff in the area, but it's, like, very, like, small town in the middle of the mountains kind of place, on the edge of a river, you know? Anyway. After a while, though, you will get a call back from Fieldings, and Fieldings will be like, so I talked to my employer, and it seems that, he wasn't sure exactly which place he left it in all his stays in here. Do you have, a lead that you said you got a lead, right? Meaning that you heard where it had been.
Yes.
Then I'm guessing you found the correct location? From what it sounds from what he said. Look, I'm really bad as a go-between, and he's busy, and he wants me to do it, and oh god. Oh, you got a new friend. Why do you have a new friend? Oh.
Well, fear not, we will make the introductions once we have returned.
Great!
Actually, now that I think about it, there's no chance that you would have met her. What? No chance? Little chance? I don't know.
Probably not. Well,
anywho,
make yourself
think we
back
can...
this way, and we can chat, and you probably have more information on things than I would have at this point in time, and congratulations! You're on the case!
Indeed.
He'll just hang up that point in time.
That's kind of what I expect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right. Well, there is no need to check the other castle. No Mario situation going on here.
I mean, if it was, it would be like a sword dressed as a princess.
I'm in.
But it would be a talking sword, and that would be awesome.
Yeah.
True.
Well, terrifying. Like, swords do some gruesome shit. Like, the sword's gonna be fucked up.
Especially if it's had some sacrifices to it, but not 100 yet. Or maybe the 100 happened, it's just that not all of them were innocents. Dang. I wonder if Samuel counts as an innocent. Probably not at this point.
No.
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 Man. It's too bad we didn't save that Jesus character. I'm sure he'd be an innocent.
I don't know, he was kind of a dick.
Innocents can be dicks. They just have to not have used them yet.
I don't think that's
You know what,
that's
you got
version. That's not innocent. That's a little different.
Well, I mean, it depends on what writing you're taking the requirement from, because a lot of times that was the meaning of innocent.
True.
Anyway. So, did you still want to do a little bit of sightseeing before we head back, or would you rather just head back?
We better just head back. They kicked me out of the gym for using the sword there.
All right.
With playing around with rusty antiques.
Yes. Smashing it against the gym equipment.
Yeah. That definitely will get you kicked out.
Yeah.
And a hefty fine to Nathan.
I didn't break anything. It's just a little scratch. Yeah. She can, swing 650 pounds worth of... Okay, maybe some of it's broken.
Anyway, God. So it'll be a relatively uneventful trip back into the big city in Romania. You'll have a drive that you're not really hitting into anything like major. You're not getting any kind of horrible death cults or strange groups of people trying to murder you. So, I mean, it's pretty good times for you guys. Normally, you know, not so nice.
I think Sam causes it. Samuel does this. He's gone. We're great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, all of our worst times started with him fucking something up. Although usually that's followed on by us fucking everything else up, but still.
It's a chain reaction. He starts it.
So you make it back to Bucharest, of course, having not been in your hotel for a couple of days. And having a, like, large crocodilian having made short work of living throughout the room. I mean, when you left it alone for, like, a couple of days, it just, you know, went where it wanted to go at that point in time, because it had nothing better to do.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Terrorized a few staff, you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's just gonna kind of, like, look at you guys when you enter the room, and then look around for a while, and then kind of give this inquisitive look.
I don't know where he is. We lost him.
VtM will start kind of, like, growling with the thing for a little bit, just like Samuel does. It's concerned where its master is.
Well, so are we.
Oh, the one you're missing has this amazing creature as its pet.
Yes. Hence the talking to rats.
Well, I had assumed when you first said that it was a Malkavian.
No, Nosferatu.
Ah! That also makes sense. After a little while, though, when it's getting closer to dawn, maybe it's around, like, 3 in the morning, Fieldings will kind of, like, you'll have to knock on the door, like a...
I don't remember ordering a drummer. Oh, yes. Please come in.
Oh, hello. Great to see you. So, who's the big lady?
Fieldings.
Yes.
This is VtM. VtM, this is Fieldings.
Hello.
He is a servant to an old friend of yours.
She'll say something then in Romanian, or like a version of Romanian, you know, some kind of like thing, and they'll have a short conversation that you don't pick up on, and Leslie picks up on a little bit of it.
What does Leslie get?
Mostly she seems to be inquiring about where Vlad is and what he's been up to. And he does. He's like, "Oh God, you." It's like my employer is currently taking care of some business in London, as he has for a while now. After like the conversation, Fieldings kind of turned towards you. You do notice he brought in like a bag of something, and he keeps like shoving in his mouth. So he keeps reaching in there and grabbing, and like he's just like he seems like he's like nervous eating whatever it is that's in there. Yeah. Okay. So old friend of my employers that I had not met before. Great. Okay. Excellent. Great. Ooh. So you're here's 1, 2, 3. Yes. You're missing the ugly one. What happened? Please tell me. It is that. It's fine. Just invest it to me, and I can send it along.
We're unsure whether as to his condition. We sent him to secure our vehicle, And apparently, another car showed up with some unknown number of other persons while we were dealing with 2 hunters and 4 thugs.
Oh,
His body is not there.
hunters? And I'm guessing he would not be old enough that you would find something. Yes?
He is not old enough, and so we would have found something had there
Yes.
been a body.
Yes. Okay, oh, that's very strange. Hunters? Ooh. Ah. The old castle? They
Yes.
wouldn't do. But most would not suspect legitimacy to the old stories because of, well, them being stories and all that were created.
These had been watching for apparently some time, and had taken care of any going into the castle.
Okay, I can look into what's going on here. I'll see what I can do. I believe my employer has a few contacts still in the area that he might be able to reach out to. Can you give me a day?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll see what I can find. And he'll leave without saying anything else. Just kind of head out the door.
Real quick before he does,
Mhm.
was there a group of hunters associated with the Kai Institute, or was it just supernatural creatures?
You heard of no hunters associated with them.
Okay. Never mind then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unlike a lot of other groups, hunters tend to be very mixed bags. You can get that with werewolves, but most of the time, when werewolves of different tribes group together, it's because they have a common goal. Then they
Makes sense.
you know, there's like, when a common goal occurs that drives a bunch of different tribes together, then they believe that they've been brought. It's basically like a little bit of fate, that they believe until that thing is accomplished, they should work together. So they might secretly hate each other, but they're not going to go after each other because they're going to be like, well,
We have to finish this mission first, at the very least.
yes. And werewolves are very honor bound, so they'd be willing to put a lot aside for that. There are certain extremes that they probably won't reach over, but then again, like Black Spiral Dancers, who are very horribly corrupted by the worm, they would not work with because they probably would believe that most of the time these missions are probably to do things to fight the worm, and why the hell would a Black Spiral help them then?
Makes sense.
You know. Anyway. Alright. So yeah, another day will pass. You'll have returned to the hotel in Budapest, and you know, I guess
I'm gonna spend that night feeding thoroughly then.
okay.
Lots of sex, lots of different people,
Mm-hmm.
little bits from each of them.
Just like a revolving door on Nathan's room of women.
Oh yeah.
Well, why don't we take our first break here, as he's got the revolving door of women.
Yep.
Yeah, he needs some time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll probably get 1 or 2 for Leslie too if he wants.
Mm-hmm. Snack, drink, bathroom break, anything you need to do. Give you a couple of minutes to take care of it, and we'll be back to continue our adventures where we've begun the investigation into the mysterious disappearance of Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So-
Samuel.
Oh, Samuel. So, see you in a few.